Welcome to my channel. This is a reading for Aquarius for the period of September 15th through to October 15th, 2020. And again, this is a reading for Aquarius, so this is general energies as well as career and finance. And I'll get right into it. First off, I want to say thank you to all my returning subscribers and always appreciate your patience and time. I know my readings are a little longer, and for those that are new to my channel, again, thank you for stopping by. So I'll quickly give you a synopsis of what the month holds for you for September 15th, again through to October 15th, 2020. I do see a lot of abundance. I do feel that there might be some challenges there in terms of some relationship issues and some communication issues, but definitely there is abundance financially. A lot of this reading is coming through with you taking control over your life. I feel that there was some communication problems, probably more directed toward your relationship issues. And again, I don't go into, if you're new to my channel, I don't go into a lot of the relationship details. I feel they're better suited for other tarot readers that are able to give more detail and sort of flesh out some of the issues. But this is just more to touch on it because a lot of times with our finances, there are some overlapping energies that come in, which are often related to our personal relationships, whether it's romantic relationships or friendships or, things of that nature, partnerships and so on. But otherwise, again, I do feel that you're on pretty solid ground as far as your finances go. You still have some worry here that's coming through on the basis of a legal matter for some of you. I feel that because it came through on several cards actually, that there was some kind of legal matter that is pending, or something to do with legal documents, or something that required some kind of balance there, rebalancing. And again, I should just quickly mention I am on a bit of a road trip here, so if there is any external noises, I apologize. I just felt I needed to get out on the sunny days while I can. So again, back to the reading here. There is a need for you to balance something related to your relationships. I feel that, again, in terms of the legal matter, I feel like everything is going to be fine there. I feel like you're just going through the motions of some kind of a settlement, and maybe it is related to your partnership for some of you, but for others of you, it may be related to more of a partnership in terms of business. There are definitely some new opportunities here in relation to education, or you becoming the teacher, or someone around you is coming in to help guide you on some basis, because there is some external energy that relates to education. Definitely a lot of protection as far as archangels and spirit coming through to protect you here through a lot of the periods where you find you're going through some worry. I do feel that you have a pretty good grasp of your finances, however, though, as I say, whatever projects you may be working on, I don't feel that there's any issues there. That there is going to be some gains that come through for the period of September 15th through to October 15th. Definitely gains, lots of discs coming through for one of the decks here, and pentacles showing up on another basis. But I do feel there is still a period of juggling with a lot of your time matters that may be related, not specific to money, but maybe just in general commitments that you have external to that. But again, in terms of the legal matter, and maybe this is a matter that relates to your work more specifically, but there is something that relates to, as I say, a corporate presence or a legal presence, with the King of Swords coming through, although that one's more of a clarifier. And again, you've got the Hierophant, or the Hierophant as well, coming through. So these are all energies around corporations or traditional rule setting industries, that kind of thing. And again, there's some other cards that also represent industry that is prevalent in your reading. But again, lots of energy around trying to find balance. We've got Two of Wands, we've got the Four, obviously affecting your foundation is where the balance is showing that it's a little bit off. Again, you've also got Two of Pentacles here, sort of juggling a lot of issues in terms of time, money, education, that are all sort of affecting your happiness here. But again, I don't feel like there's anything that will stymie you or hold you back. You've got a lot of really strong cards, even though, as I say, I mean, you definitely have some decisions to make here with the twos, but with the Seven of Cups and, the Seven of Cups showing up twice, two different decks, but clarifying with the Ace of Cups and with the Swords, Ace of Swords, I mean, there's clarity that's coming through. You also have new opportunities as far as jobs for those of you that are looking for work. Again, it's still whether it's an opportunity that you feel is worthwhile, that would be your decision on that, but there is an opportunity that is coming through. And again, I feel you're fairly independent and that you've got pretty good grasp of where you're headed because you've got some cards of independence here. Definitely strong energies of, being in control of your destiny and your financial world, basically. But again, there's some cards that still indicate that you are playing it safe. You're just taking your time to manage over the course of this month. But we also have some other cards. This is a new deck, and I'll go through the decks as well, that indicates that there is some kind of energy that's coming through about good news. So, I mean, for sure, you've got some good news coming through here. You've got some clarity, about some situations that you may not have felt you had a grasp of. You've also got an indicator that, that we have, balance. You're needing to rebalance yourself because something isn't clear, but it will come through, and definitely there is some support here coming through with family and, your overall base, your home base, your structures. So again, I did feel that some of you have some ideas that are definitely bringing about some of this abundance. So for those of you that have some business ideas ready to take off, again, there will be some gains in this period. You do have the card of the World as well as the Snake coming through. So again, World is often indicating some kind of a travel or being in connection with across the World Wide Web, that kind of thing. So it could be just something on that basis, not necessarily travel. I know COVID has impacted a lot of places and restricts some of that area, but we also have, again, the Snake. This is about just being careful about, about the path, but it definitely is still a good omen for money and abundance coming through on the career front, but just to be wary of some of the people that you have around you that may be a little jealous, that kind of thing. But again, we've got a lot of cards indicating that, you have some things around romance and personal connections, family, love, that kind of thing. That may be concerning to you. But again, we've also got other cards that indicate, for sure there may have been some suffering or some silence on your behalf or somebody else's behalf where there hasn't been a lot of communication. And I feel that's where the balance is starting to weigh heavy on you, and that's where you need to try to find some grounding. So there is something that you're waiting on. I'm not sure if that's related to the court issue or if that's related to the relationship issue, or again, if that's a court issue that's related to the romantic issue or the business partnership issue, whatever that is. But there is some need for communication here as well. Something you're not speaking up about, or that seems to be impeding some kind of awareness anyway. Nobody is, there's not enough information that is coming forward, maybe for you to make a decision with, the goddess of the moon also here too. So I also have, I've got several decks here, but again, overall, I feel that you're moving past some of the issues here, that there is some resolution. There is still a bit of a waiting game on some issues, but I feel by the end of, or not the end of October, but again, just that last week of October 15th, there should be a lot of resolutions and clarity coming through. But there's going to be some gains financially for you. As I said, you have lots of cards of abundance. You've got the Nine of Discs. You've got the Magician with manifestation and the ability to make, that independence and that money happen for you. The Two of Cups of love, again, that's coming through, which I feel not clear on if that Two of Cups is about you needing to find the balance on that, but there is a lot of cards around. This is general energies on these ones about abundance coming through, and again, there's judgment, so there's some kind of a legal matter that may be at hand, as I said, or you're just feeling like you're not fairly being treated well. But again, with the King of Discs, these are all cards of pretty strong, but there is a Five of Discs regarding some kind of trouble. Again, I feel it's regarding some kind of issue around some kind of a legal matter here. And again, with the Seven of Wands, I mean, there's some issue there that may require your attention, because it's very close to the Five of Discs, which is also the trouble card. But again, a lot of cards speaking to, Nine of Cups. There's contentment being, at hand, and there's also the Queen of Discs, more money, and a good sense of money coming through. This is just a short, quick synopsis, but I'll go through everything in more detail afterward here. Three of Cups, definitely abundance, but again, I mean, there may be some other, collaboration or assistance is coming through to help you with that. And then we've got the Prince of Discs as well. So again, all of this relates to abundance and a lot of money, that gain for sure of some sort that's coming through during this period. So in short, that is what is coming through. I do have some advice cards as well about follow-up to the rest of the reading, which I'll do toward the end. But for the moment, I will start in on the reading. And we'll start with the Snake card. So the decks that I'm using with the Snake card is Fortune Reading Cards, Sharina Starr, illustrations by Richard Crook. So again, Snake is this card here. So it is your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path, but be careful. So again, this card really speaks to jealousy. And it also speaks to spending some time alone here too. So, I mean, you may have, some periods here, because I do see some aspects of worry, but not to any extreme degree. But there are definitely some aspects where you're just feeling a little bit of concern anyway. And there is definitely some kind of a hard win as far as the Hierophant card, which again was Taurus energy, but for sure something that's relating around, as I said, I felt a legal issue. But anyway, getting back to this one with the Snake energy. So this is you may be just spending a lot more time alone, and trying to figure something out. And again, this could be just relative to our surroundings right now with COVID still being prevalent in a lot of areas. But I just feel that you feel like you might be missing out on some opportunities here. And it's just a time for you really to kind of take that leap and get back out there. So if you have been, isolating yourself on some level, just know that it's a favorable time for you to take advantage of your potential and just to stay, positive and move out on any professional interests that you have, or your business, tending to your business. It is still a caution card in terms of being frugal with your money. So, I mean, even though there may be some money coming in, there may be a pending bill in the next month or two, not sure, but the card is still a warning of just being a little more frugal with the money. So for whatever reason, you're just being asked just to hang on to it. But it's still a card of good luck with projects, career, and something that might even, potentially bring you into the limelight here, something that might draw some attention to you. And again, with the World card, that could be also represented there with that, but it is also a card of, completion. So there is some kind of achievement that's coming through here. You've completed some kind of a cycle. So meaning on in a financial sense, or on a relationship level, or you've come to terms with something, or you've completed something and you're ready to move on to the next phase of it. But this is some kind of time where you may have endured some kind of a major hardship or a heartache or something. But again, you're done with that now, and you are going to be rewarded for that. So this is now a time for you just to broaden your horizons and get back out there. So this is a card of victory. And again, this could still connect you to the World Wide Web or anything that email communications, anything that's related to networking and communication at large, for business or anything that will lead you to success here, because this is about just overall broadening and expanding your businesses and, branching out all around. So you might be seeing some investments come in, you might be seeing some kind of inheritances with this, or some kind of property success, if you're into real estate, that kind of thing. But overall, it is a really strong card of benefit gain. Okay, so the next cards out relate to this one we'll read is the Energy Oracle cards, actually. So the Energy Oracle cards, this is, we'll start over here. So this is actually happy family. So again, I felt that there was, closeness and caring and fun. Those kinds of things are starting to come back into your life. It doesn't have to be directly with specific family members, could be just friends or people that you see, on a regular basis that you consider to be family, but there's a lot more union and connection and joy and celebration with this card. So again, this is about you valuing those relationships and those friendships, and you're getting out there. If you are single in terms of romantic relationships, this is also somebody who is, finding a potential connection here. So this is more about the lines of, finding a way to just heart-based connections, basically. So again, that potential meeting could be with a friendship, that's someone who's really quite close to you that you're reconnecting with, or again, it's a relationship with somebody that that you're already very close in. But for those that are single, it is a potential relationship that's coming in here as well. So following that, we have the carrying connections. So that is just about, basically the same sort of idea here. You actually are in a place now where you're actually able to enjoy and celebrate and reconnect with people. You are gaining some kind of friendship or possible love interest, again, with this card. But it is generally between two people, and it's usually a deeper relationship. Again, it could also be a formal business partnership, anything like that. But it is still about representative of new connections and any kind of purposeful connection. So again, this is about opportunities for business, but it's also about deeper bonds, even karmic connections that come through with this card. So again, on the romantic front, and certainly on friendship, the temple path is really just letting you know that the divine is there and connecting with you and leading you along the way here. So there is definitely some insight, and this is family members, anybody who's passed, that's also coming through, that's helping to expand you and helping you to prioritize, so that you have, you can move forward in more dramatic ways. But you are getting that gift, that information from your higher self. It's coming through from spirit. It is generally a card of expansion as well. And just know that you're on a karmic path and you're heading in the right direction with this card. So that means there's some life lessons that have also come through with that. We have the attachment card. Sorry, again, if that makes it difficult for you to hear me here. I'll wait till it passes. Okay, so again, with this card, the attachment card, this is, just that. I mean, this is about, attachments that you might have had to, strong attachments that you might have had to old patterns or, people from the past or things that kind of held you down. This is really things that you're letting go of, those kinds of unhealthy attachments. And again, that could be anything that kept you stuck, from, physical addictions or any emotional patterns of, overthinking, negativity, old relationships, anything that was unhealthy for you. This is really a time for you to let go of all of that. You're being guided to this energy to let you know that it's time to kind of take stock of all of the things that really weren't beneficial for you, and to move forward, courageously and and get out of that difficult energy. So again, there's something that was maybe holding you back, but it's not really impairing you in any dramatic way just yet. So, but it is a time that energy window is opening for you to take advantage of that. This is a card of going within, and again, it's more of an internal process with connecting with the divine here. So it's about you receiving insights, to add to your own abilities. You've got the power, intuitive power to take on certain types, a lot of issues really, to take on a lot of issues and find a resolution for them. It urges you just to take a different route from something that you might have previously done. You want to consider alternate paths here, but definitely it's also about your own intuitive ability strengthening. So you're getting a lot of inspiration and insight. Okay, so the next card's up. Oh, and that was the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. So we also have the Psychic Tarot, and that's by John Holland. And again, there was some cards coming through here with suffering and silence. So I did feel that, a lot of you are worrying maybe unnecessarily about something. And again, perhaps it was related to the court case or some kind of a partnership. But there is some kind of something that's a little bigger than you're able to deal with. But you're being asked just to let go of this because it's not something that's healthy for you. It's not really blocking you. That will block you. Worry will block you. Anxiety will block you. But it's really that you have a positive pathway ahead. So there's not really a reason for you to continue, feeling stymied or trapped, in fear. And again, this card is also kind of a repeat really with the Eight of Swords, sabotaging yourself and not allowing yourself to go forward. You're kind of trapping yourself in your head here. This is about you not reaching out for help or taking action or, some fear, some kind of, and because it's so closely connected to the Love Begins card, I feel that it might be around a relationship here, but I don't feel that there's any significant concern, only because whatever this is, you're getting past it. But again, with Love Begins, this is certainly a card that lets you know it can be love for yourself. Maybe you were not feeling connected to some aspect of self, or somehow this card just represents happiness and positive feelings and joy being held back. So, but this card, when it's coupled with the suffering and silence, but this card is letting you know that you're getting past that. There is new love or opportunities. So, and it doesn't have to be specifically love. This card can also be a new love for an opportunity in work or a goal or an idea or creative endeavor. So there is, if you are, for those of you that are, worried about a career project, don't be, because this is a time to open yourself up to that universal energy and move things forward. And for those of you, if it relates around love, you're definitely getting past, sorry, bugs on my arms here. You're definitely getting past the issues. Things are being resolved. There's forgiveness here, and the heart is ready to receive again. So there's new roads that are opening up there. Again, a call to balance. And I should just quickly mention, because these are general readings, you have to keep in mind that everybody's they may be going through some of these energies, from previous months or into beyond the periods specified, simply because the age ranges, are quite significant. We're going from, 18 and up, and everybody resolves their issues at different time frames. So for some of you, some of these issues might take a little longer to work through, and others may not be quite at the place where they're seeing this energy yet. But again, this is a need for balance, and definitely on the physical plane here. It might even just be, as I say, in terms of your love relationships or your career, but there's some need to balance. And again, it's really coupled closely to Love Begins and partnership cards, so I feel it is more directed toward the energy of kind of a karmic relationship, actually. But something that was emotionally draining you, mentally, physically, or spiritually drawing on you, impeding your judgment, that kind of thing, needs to be more logically approached, is what's happening here, in a rational approach, again, to these partnerships and these alliances. And again, it feels very strongly that for a lot of you, this is related around a relationship. But again, for others of you that are dealing more specifically with your business aspects, this is about things ready to take, close to the Seven of Pentacles idea. So it's something that's about to take harvest. This is where you're starting to see that there's going to be some synchronicities, there's opportunities and connections. They're starting to come forward in this month, and this is where you're gathering some resources for your projects, and you're definitely able to see some exchange of ideas or benefits, as I say, resources, anything that relates to building balance and harmony. You're starting to see those things blend together anyway for this period. Okay, so again, with the throat chakra, this is really just about a lack of communication. I feel that there is some issue around an imbalance there. Somebody's not saying something, or there's just some kind of a hold. It's not being fully activated. So, I mean, with a way to activate it for sure would be, maybe singing or doing something that brings out sound. Certainly finding your voice. Definitely communicating your point of view from a logical, reasonable standpoint. Taking into consideration kind of maybe even a negotiating type stance versus a strong opinionated position. But again, we have the waiting game. So for sure there is a period, and again, this might be, resulting from the legal matter, but something with the waiting game, and certainly with the twos, it's about finding balance or requiring balance. But it definitely is a card that's, got some things in motion here. And again, it's a card of letting you know something is coming. Things are about to, to land in your lap that are abundant, and for sure it's about that harvest. It's about not being blocked anymore. Something is about to come forward for you. So again, this is a card that does let you know that achievement and success are assured, and you just have to just wait for it. You're on the right path. Okay, so the next cards up would be the this is the Quantum Oracles, and this is again by Sandra Ann Taylor. So again, this is the Playing It Safe card. So we do, as I mentioned, it's just about you maybe missing out on some opportunities if you don't get out there and start presenting yourself again and connecting and and doubting yourself. And I think for some of you it is you doubting yourself on some level, but you're being told that you are on the right path, and just to try to break free from some of the things that you feel are familiar here, or any inhibitions that you have, things that are limiting you. This is really a card of options. Just keep looking at your options, be resourceful enough to kind of break through, and realize that you have a lot of help, you have a lot of resources. And for sure, with the card of the Teacher coming through, this is about you either educating yourself, you're learning something new, or there is somebody that's coming in around you to help you, to become either more positive or to assist you, guide you, or maybe again, for those of you that are getting new jobs here with the Ace of Cups coming through in this first period of September, definitely these are options. These are things that talk about learning, from books or online courses, anything that relates to learning, period. There's some kind of wisdom and guidance that's coming through with that. So we also have the Angels of the Four Directions, and again, that's you're being protected by Spirit in 4 different directions. So, you've got energy in all directions here. where you're being guided. So if you're working on creative projects, you know, new ideas, or working through some old issues, you know, the Uriel is one of the angels that you can call upon to help you out here. And this is also Akashic information, resources that you can get from the universe that are coming through with divine spirit. So if you feel like you've got some blockages, you just need to ask for help, and you have to be specific when you ask for help. But it is about supporting matters of love as well, with Archangel Raphael also being involved here. And this is about helping you to resolve any relationship issues or physical healing that may be required at this time. Milestone, not so much of a milestone in terms of, you know, something large. I feel that this is really more generalized. It's about, you know, kind of honoring any successes that are coming through. You know, it could be, you know, maybe a wedding. It could be something a little larger on that basis, or even as small as just a birthday celebration. But it is something that's establishing a milestone. So again, it could be you going back to school, you taking on a new job, you quitting smoking, you know, any bad pattern of behavior that you are now taking control over. So again, moving on into the Akashic Tarot. This is actually, really love this deck. This is the Akashic Tarot, and that is by Sharon Ann Klinger and Sandra Ann Taylor. So with this one, this is a new deck for me here, but the Archangel Gabriel is really a card that's letting you know, it's a messenger, just indicating that you have the power to express things right now. You've got a doorway that's opening, or that is being opened through this period anyway, to let you know that you have a strong ability to communicate here, and you need to express yourself. This card is all about communication. This card is also about publishing and counseling and teaching and anything relating around marketing and journalism or television. So it's bringing something to the forefront. And again, you're getting recognition for some of you on more of a broader level here. But again, it's remembering that you have the power of words here. So definitely take advantage of that. Again, we also have the scribe. So the scribe is also about, you know, knowledge and getting out there with some sense of learning. So there is some kind of learning that's coming up, or new job learning, you know, skill set of some sort. It also speaks to just higher learning, again, that could be related around school, but it's, again, something that's going to open up your world and change your world. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity of discovery here that you need to take advantage of. And again, it does speak to a teacher or somebody coming through to help you. And again, they could be uplifting you, could be very positive for you. It could be just, you know, it could also represent writing and you being the teacher. But there's also some energy that comes through with this that relates to legal matters as well. So again, this can be a card of visionary, you know, where you're getting maybe some proposals written out for a book, or, you know, essays, you know, articles, anything that that just is related around communication, written or oral. So we also have the Seven of Scrolls, and again, this is a card dealing with, you know, in industry and intricacy, so details, and again, for sure, something along the lines of buildings or structures, business. So, you know, for any of you that are involved with business, I mean, definitely this is a long-term goal. You know, this is something that you're still building. You've got the structure, you've got the foundation. It's not something new and fresh that you're starting, but it's something that you're building on. And for others of you, it could be related around a legal issue, as I said, but for the most part, I feel this is about a long-term issue, that a goal that is being tended to, and it's the small details and paying attention to that to build it. So you're just continuing on your way with that card. We also have the Oracle of Delphi. So again, this relates around spirit coming through and being of disposal, and it's about, you know, somebody. It's about you yourself also having a lot of strong psychic energy here. So you're receiving a lot of insight. You are very psychic yourself, I feel, and I don't feel it's just for the, you know, just a window for this period. I feel that you're actually gaining a lot of strong insights that are going to carry you through for the course of, you know, the year and beyond. This is really a card that's letting you know it's you having gifts of connected to that Akashic, records, where you have the ability to touch into the past as well as into the future, and use that, interpret those images and those feelings, and interpret it into your physical world, your physical reality, so that you're actually able to gain really insightful visions, which makes you visionary, so that you're actually able to produce. And again, with the card of birth, definitely some strong abundance here. This is really a card of, you with gaining a lot of ideas. This is really about you passing from one old, phase into a very brand new beginning. This is about you, having a labor of love with something that is going to start bearing fruit, or giving you some kind of abundance. And again, I still feel abundance is coming through for this period, but again, it's a process of a long-term goal. So there's going to be a lot of periods of gain as you go through. But either way, it's a time for you to celebrate with this card, because something that you've put your time and energy into is now, allowing you to see that there's growth and opportunities there. You also have the Six of Keys, and with the Six of Keys, this is really a card of, financial creativity. It's about you doing the work. It's, you're, again, getting ready to receive something. So again, there's abundance. There's definitely some kind of, he's in his workroom, he's building, he's still constructing sort of his masterpiece here, but it's definitely an exciting time here, because this is an opportunity for increase and fulfillment. If you're not already getting it, there's going to be a larger scale level of abundance following that. So again, I do feel some strong financial gain in this period. So moving on to this is actually the Lenormand Mystical Tarot, and this is by it's the Marie-Anne Lenormand, pictures by Urban Truche. And so I'll just start with the first card here. So again, with these cards, this is really about, there is definitely some good news coming through here. This one, however, is the Coffin. So it's, again, something that's come to an end. You've completed some kind of a cycle. You've learned some kind of lessons. You're now ready and able to move forward here. To move into something new. So again, there's rewards that the universe, provides you with when you've learned some lessons, and you're given so much visionary insight here that you've clearly, you're able to operate with a really strong foundation here. So, okay, again, with the this is the moon. Sorry, lilies. I'm looking at the lilies here. So this is actually the lilies card, and it's really standing for the family structure and things around family, or happiness and support and harmony, things even around sexuality. But again, it for sure stands for more of that. There's an end to something that I suspect, was related around your foundation here. But again, we also have, the 6 and the 1. So with the 6 card, this is really about you were feeling unclear about some kind of a situation, but definitely, the card is bringing to light, some kind of resolution, because this is a card of good news. He's writing in with good news with this card. So whatever that good news is, the clouds have parted, and there's definitely reason to celebrate. Okay, so getting into the last aspects of this, which is the career and finance areas, we are looking at the Hermit energy. So again, with the Hermit, this is really a time of pulling back. Definitely the Hermit is an energy where, you're just in solitude, or you're feeling lonely, or you're being alone. You're just going within here and, looking for a way out. Or a helping hand, or you're just trying to deal with, trying to find, where you're going to be headed next. The Hermit is really a card of kind of soul searching. So, I feel that for the most part, you might feel a little lost, but you have so many strong cards here that indicate you're on the right path, you're making the right decisions. You just need to trust in your own intuition. And again, this is somewhere in the beginning, right at this point, right now, September 15th, it's in that's where I would say many of you are kind of pulling back to kind of figure things out and realign with, where you need to go. It is clarified by the Magician, so for sure you have all the tools at your disposal. You do have the ability to move forward here. The Magician is a card of manifestation, so you have the ability to pull yourself forward out of whatever the situation is. It's not, you're not stuck. I just feel that, you might have put some plans on hold because you weren't really quite sure where you were headed with it. In terms of a love situation, this could really be getting rid of baggage and, trying to manifest something. But again, there's some hidden knowledge that comes through with the Hermit. But it's about inner healing. So it's also about soul searching, as I said, and certainly just a time for you to feel like you're looking for a direction, or you're looking for some guidance, you're looking for that wisdom, you're just taking some time out, self-care, that kind of thing. But overall, as I said, you're moving past that energy. That's just here at the beginning of September 15th on. So again, you have the ability to create your own destiny here. So there's nothing that's really stopping you other than yourself. Use your intuition here is what this card is also saying, because there's unlimited potential or unrealized potential here that comes through with this card. So it's about taking the initiative and allowing yourself to realize your own potential. You are the key to your own success. So that's how you find your answers, again, by going within that quiet time. Again, for many of you, I feel that with the Hierophant, you have some issues around a structure or a learning environment or a corporation or something that is an institution. It could be, again, some of you are just concerned about, going back to school, not sure what's going on there, but I suspect it's really more around for a lot of you, as I said, more of a legal matter or tying up loose ends or something with an organization or a corporation. But you're learning from that experience here. The Hierophant is really quite it is a traditional, conventional situation. So again, it could even speak to, if we were talking about kind of the love front of things, it could speak to tax issues or, again, traditional rules or traditional relationships, marriage, that kind of thing, that there could be some difficulty or challenges. This is a hard win, but nonetheless, it's still a win. But it does speak to, some kind of a stubborn energy here as well. But it does speak to a belief system and figuring out a way to move past. It's a path to education as well, that kind of thing. But again, I can't help but feel that this is, tax issues, or feeling that there's some kind of concern over corporate entity of some sort. But anyway, you have a lot of protection through the course of the month here. So whatever this issue is, you're coming through it fine, even though it's really still weighing heavy on you about what your answers are. But again, you're going within, and you're working it out. The card could be that there is somebody that was lying to you from, if it is a relationship sort of issue, or maybe there was some cheating or something that might have been going on there. But or the card can also represent some kind of bitterness, if it's in terms of feelings, or just a difficulty, or some kind of erratic nature, or something that's could be abusive in regards to a relationship here. I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole, because again, I don't do a lot of the relationship readings, but it's really about a situation where you are just to be careful who you trust as well in regards to this, because this again is a really strong energy. It's a major arcana card. But anyway, it is a win situation, even though it may not feel like a win. All right, enough on that one. Moving into the Two of Pentacles energy. So again, with the Two of Pentacles, this is relating to more of the material world. This is definitely a card of trying to find some balance. If it is relating to writing, because it is a card that can represent writing, the written word, but anybody who is involved with writing or distribution, this is about, moving closer toward finishing that book, that kind of thing. It also represents gaiety and fun and a lot of, it can represent that. But because I've clarified it with the Page of Pentacles, I feel this is really more about balancing and finding a way to adapt to some kind of new learning. So again, for many of you, this might relate to a new job or something that is bringing about a level of education or a new skill set that you have to learn. Or if you are headed back to school, it may be just trying to juggle all of that energy there. But it's about getting practical, and and in terms of money, it would be about just staying grounded and trying to because this card is really a card of entrepreneurial spirit here as well, with the Page of Pentacles. But again, it's still coming through for a lot of you as more of a new learning here. So there's some kind of strong commitment, and you're definitely juggling a few things here, because again, following that is the Hanged Man. With the Page of Pentacles, again, it is a determined, motivated card to grow and turn things into a reality. But with the Hanged Man, there's some sense of pulling back, changing your perspective, breaking stagnation. If there was a period of indecision or confusion, you're moving past that with this card. Because it is bringing about 10 of Cups. So there is some level of happiness, once you start out and move past that juggling stage. As I said, with the Hanged Man, it's really sometimes representing a bit of a crossroads, and again, it may be stagnation with that juggling of the Two of Pentacles. But it's letting go of any emotional baggage as well. And again, because this is coupled with the 10 of Cups, I feel it is, for some of you, if you were bored with something, you're able to pull out of that and find some kind of relief here. There's, again, seeing life from a different angle here to bring about this change. Maybe you've had to sacrifice something to be able to move forward. But again, you have that ability to move in a different direction here. So that's what this card really represents. And it is a positive direction. We also have the Ace of Cups. So again, with the Ace of Cups and the Seven of Cups, clarifying, I feel the Ace of Cups for sure is starting out with something new, or again, a new opportunity that's coming through for you. So again, this is about, for some of you, a new relationship. This can be building on a relationship with a new perspective as well, because, you had some other issues around that with this period. But again, it can speak to a new job. It can speak to new projects underway, celebrations. This can be a lot of options, a lot of opportunities, that are also available to you with the Ace of Cups. For some of you, it can be causing you a lot of anxiety because you don't really know which direction you're moving in. And again, that might be why you're juggling with the Two of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. But again, overall, this is a gift that's coming through from the universe, specifically for you. So this is about, again, that new job, that new relationship, or seeing a relationship in a new way. It's about creative expression. It's all about, kind of awakening that human spirit on a spiritual level, being connected to spirit. But it's also about a creative pursuit, but definitely something that's bringing about happiness for you. You also have, again, this to me kind of speaks of more of a legal entity for some of you, with the King of Swords coming through there. A lot of swords in this reading, so I do feel that there are some communication issues that are definitely at hand here. But with the King of Swords, again, I feel this is really an authoritative figure. It can represent, for some of you, somebody that you know in your sphere that is, and if it is a person for you, then certainly just take it that this could be you or somebody else is coming through in the reading, but you're still self-sabotaging yourself, and this person may be, assisting you to get out of that. But this represents a legal entity. So it can represent a lawyer, it can represent somebody of authority, but it's generally somebody, it's also a Libra energy, Aquarius or Gemini, but it's somebody who's really highly principled. Again, it can be a government, legal entity, anything along that line, but it's also indicating, if we're talking about a direction in which you need to go, this would be about, taking a practical, mature stance, using your intelligence to move forward, and be fair, and just to believe in yourself, and to be just taking a responsible, strategic approach to something to be able to break the bonds or the bindings, of the Eight of Swords here. So again, this is more of a card of self-sabotage that you're locking yourself into in your head. But it is also calling forth, I mean, again, this could be Princess of Cups, can indicate, somebody that's coming through in your energy field here that relates to a creative, artistic, individual, or it can be just a creative, inspirational endeavor that you're undertaking here. But there's some kind of awakening of the intuition with the cups as well. But because this is coupled with, this could be two, as I say, this could be the two people I'm speaking of. As a Princess of Cups, this is somebody who can be very inspirational, or the muse for inspiration. And but again, it can be just creative energy that's coming through to inspire you with the King of Wands, because the King of Wands really represents somebody who has a pretty strong energy here. This is somebody that is really outgoing and gregarious. If we're talking about a person here, it's somebody who inspires. It's somebody that is a powerful leader, a real authority here. This is somebody that goes after what they want, and this is, again, it's somebody who is willing to take the risk. So this is about power and potential. So again, for some of you, if these are the people that two people we're talking about, this could be the couple we're speaking of, or it can be just about you moving forward to take control, take the lead in your life and see things through, take this as a positive omen that, you need to be boldly confident toward your project or this business, and it could also represent additional sources of income with that card with the King of Wands. So it could be a side business. Again, it's entrepreneurial for sure, but it's definitely a powerful individual here and somebody who goes after what they want. So it's about putting real effort and energy into something that produces real growth. Okay, almost to the end here. We've got the Ten of Swords. So again, it's tens are, 9 is really about the ending of something, and 10 means you're already in that energy of, pushing forward. So you've already kind of moved past and learned what you needed to learn here with that Ten of Swords energy. So there's an ending here, and there's a new beginning. This is a turning point. You're being enlightened to move ahead. You're cutting through illusions. You're letting go of negativity. This is a card of, you may have been let down, that kind of thing, but certainly it is, it's the end of drama, or the end of an old cycle or an old pattern, insecure self, anything like that. So if you were in a period of feeling useless and doubting yourself or feeling like a victim, that's over. You are now in a place of the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands, again, is about a decision. It's about a new beginning. You've moved past the Ace, so it's not about something that's still in the inspired action stage. This is really about the place where you're actually trying to make your mark in the world with this new idea. So this is about having the courage to prove yourself and get your ideas out there. You've got some new innovative ways to make that happen. You're widening your perspective with this card. This is also about, you being able to be persuasive, and, you've got achievement that comes through with this card. It can also be a card of, when he's looking at the world here, he's looking out over the landscape of, where his next plan will be. And so again, it could speak to travel plans with the World card present in the earlier part of the reading here. So again, this is a partial success. This is something that is just starting to come through. You are in touch with the divine here. And again, in terms of the twos, again, you're finding balance, but it can also represent two paths, some other options there. So moving on to the Prince of Swords, and we also have the World card, and we've got the Hermit. So with the Prince of Swords, again, this is a card of, it's really the equivalent of the Knight. But because you had the King of, earlier, you had the King of Swords, I know I saw in here as well. Where are we here? Yeah, the King of Swords here earlier was about, you know, somebody who is a master strategist. So you were also being called to move ahead with some logical, unless that was the legal issue for you, if you were, because again, these are general energies, but you're being called to be more logical and that kind of thing and move forward. But with the Prince of Swords, this is somebody who's genius and inventive and you know, somebody who really has an intellectual, you know, mindset. This is somebody who's free thinking and, you know, is able to move ahead pretty forcefully here. So you have things moving in your favor with the Wheel of Fortune, that it will be a success. And again, I feel you're being enlightened with the Hermit energy here. So you're actually able to, you know, again, use that wisdom, that period of solitude to navigate through and produce the Three of Wands, because this is your next direction here. With the Three of Wands, this is, you know, you've got a progression of the 2 to the 3. So you are acting out, you're getting all of your ideas out there, you're networking, you're starting to, this is again toward the end of October, or again that last week of October 15th anyway. But with the Three of Wands, there's definitely some success that's coming through here with that Three of Wands, and again, it's a progression. So Wands is, you know, indicates there's a lot of energy behind it here as well. So I feel that not only are you getting the ideas out here, and you're definitely starting to see some success with that, but it's definitely a period of where you're actually able to be optimistic, you know, with the threes. There is still a little bit of a feeling of a waiting period here. I don't know why, but I'm getting a feeling that there's a bit of a waiting period for something else. So even though there's some kind of abundance or some kind of success and achievement that's coming through, there's still some kind of a waiting period for something. And then maybe that's what's causing you some anxiety or anxiousness. Maybe it's money that you know is coming, but it's not quite here yet. But it's some kind of card of reaching potential. But again, there's some, and again, it's a creative writer card as well. So again, for those of you that do write, or, you know, are using writing energy or creative energy, this is definitely about embarking on that new adventure, but something is coming towards you. But again, there's still a waiting period before you're able to accept this. So again, just trust your instincts on that. We also have the Seven of Cups, and we've also got the Ace of Swords. So again, I feel that there's a period of confusion here. Again, it's still, you know, again, maybe that's why you're concerned about the wait, because with this one, it's more about cutting through the illusions here with the Ace of Swords. So again, a lot of energy behind, you know, triumph and success with this Ace of Swords, and opportunities that are coming through. And again, it could be job promotions, that kind of thing. But definitely eager to learn with this card here as well. But you can see the path ahead now with the Ace of Swords. You're realizing the way forward. You're using your logic, and you're getting the facts lined up. You're facing up to a reality here. You can see the path ahead. There's a lot of power that is behind, you know, cutting through and taking action here with that Ace of Swords. Okay, so moving into the High Priestess energy, again, this is still about, this could be the coupleship here as well for some of you, but the High Priestess energy is really one of secrecy. So this can be somebody who has a lot of mystery behind them, you know, and this is, again, this could be the relationship that's in question for some of you here. It's strong relationships if it is, with the High Priestess energy and the King of Pentacles. But for sure, the High Priestess is an energy of someone who, again, has a hidden knowledge. This is somebody who has relies on their intuition strongly. This is somebody who's quite psychic. This is somebody who has just a real elusiveness, and certainly, you know, certainly can be intuition, highly, because they're led with their intuition, can be using that intuition to guide them right now to this King of Pentacles energy. So again, if it's situational, it would be more along that line. But again, with the King of Pentacles, this is somebody who's already entrepreneurial, very successful, knows what they're doing, This is somebody who is quite secure within themselves, and again, they could be trusting their instincts and getting a lot of insights with this coupleship. But it's a card of protection with the High Priestess. But something unexpected could be coming through in terms of money as well. Again, still with the High Priestess. But either way, there is definitely learning here as well and expertise that comes through. We're almost to the end here. We've got Nine of Pentacles. This is about an independent energy. It's also about success. It's also about and whatever success is for you. Nine of Pentacles can represent, you know, $2,000 could be, you know, making someone feel independent and successful. For others of you, it might be, you know, 50,000. So again, whatever accomplishment and success means to you, but there's definitely money that's coming through. So end of that last week of October, this is somebody who's financially stable. This is a father figure. This is somebody who's quite entrepreneurial, very clever, job promotion, recognition, anything like that comes through. There's lots of disposable income that comes through with this card. For sure, this is about being resourceful. This is about somebody who's in control of their financial material world, and they've got a real inner security here. And they're quite self-disciplined. So again, with the King of Cups coming through here as well, I feel that this is a father figure or somebody who is trustworthy, dependable, wise, and responsible. So somebody who has a real strong emotional, dad-like feel, real concern, who's wise, and is in control of their emotions. Last cards out for the end of the reading. We are talking about the Queen of Pentacles and the Fool. So some of you might be taking a leap of faith here toward the end of that, again, last week of October. But again, with the Queen of Pentacles energy, this is somebody who's still very strongly in control of their world here. You know, with the Queen of Pentacles still being asked to just somebody who is concerned about other people and established supportive family member, that kind of thing, home loving, you know, somebody who is realistic, matter of fact, that kind of thing. So she's always there for somebody, or he is always there for someone, but also being asked to, you know, even though this is a healer or a mental or a multitasker, this is definitely somebody who is financially secure, very practical in nature. But they are being asked to take a leap of faith with the Fool energy here. So this again is, you know, maybe there's a new opportunity that's coming through at the end of that last week of but it's letting go of worries either way. So if this is situational, again, take the leap of faith. If it is related to this person, it's about trust the unknown. Doors are opening, letting go of worries, and walking through, you know, and taking that next adventure here. So there's something new that's opening up for you at the end of October, in that last week of the 15th. Anyway, that is the reading for Aquarius, again, from September 15th to October 15th, 2020. Hope that gave you a little bit of insight, lots of abundance. Again, just to be wary of anybody, some jealous people that might be in your sphere. Lots of money-making ideas and insights that are coming through for you. And absolutely, you have a lot of abundance. You have a lot of happiness that will be coming through. Certainly, you're very sound in your judgment, and again, not to worry about if you are worried about a legal situation and what the outcome of that judgment will be, because it is going to move in your favor. Again, with the other cards here that I mentioned, you know, with the Ace of Cups, there is definitely promotion and opportunity that's coming through, probably again in that first, sometime in September here, probably about the middle of, or closer to the 20th or so of something in that week. And then again, there's money that will be coming through probably closer to the end of that last week of October. So we'll look forward to seeing you in the latter half of October. Otherwise, stay safe, Aquarius.